Morning. What's up to all my coffee beans out there? Good morning to you. You are now listening to another episode of Coffee Conversation with your boy T Fitz. Hey, I love this song right here. I wrote it down. Let's break it down. Well, good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody. Yo. This your boy Tay Biz. We here with another episode of Coffee and Conversation, episode number 4. This is where we have healthy dialogue over a nice cup of Joe. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this show derived from the fact that me and my pop had coffee and conversations all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so, we still keeping it moving, still keeping it going. But today, before we get started, I have a special guest today. One half of her Village Awaits podcast. Everybody give it up one time for your girl Erica. What up, though? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay, take me off of Bluetooth.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
You got Bluetooth? Still can't hear me?
Mm-mm.
No.
Let me see.
Got a little technical difficulty. It's all good, but we are still here at Coffee and Conversation.
I
She
don't
can't hear
hear
me out.
you.
Okay, go back out and come back in.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna keep it moving though, man. But we're gonna get Berica on the scene, man. We're gonna have a nice show, nice discussion, man. We're gonna talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got the main topic today. We're gonna talk about the generational gap. And can we bridge the generational gap, man? It's a big generational gap barrier that we're experiencing here in society, man. And we need to figure out how we can bridge this thing, you know what I'm saying? How we can come together, man. You know what I'm saying? But before we do that, man, I definitely want to give y'all a little bit of fun facts about coffee drinkers. All right. Not coffee drinkers. We did that last week. But I found out a few things. I did a little research on coffee drinkers and I figured out some things. I found out some things. So number one, coffee drinkers are less likely to contact deadly diseases. Let me sip to that. Let me sip to that. I did not know that. Also, there's a decrease in muscle pain when you drink a lot of coffee, and dark roasted coffee has less caffeine than light roasted coffee. See, but yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that coffee drinkers had a little bit of, an edge when it comes to the health. You know what I'm saying? So today it is so funny too because today I am drinking a dark roasted coffee from the Brooklyn um, bean roastery. I use my Keurig machine because I love that, and I was able to get my coffee. Man, it tastes pretty good. It tastes real good, man. So so I love. All right, but before we just want to let y'all know about that. Shout out to the coffee drinkers. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real coffee drinker, go ahead and put a one in the chat. If you're a real coffee drinker, you know what I'm saying. If you're a real coffee drinker, go ahead and put a one in the chat. Go ahead, let's hit that like button real quick too. Let's get the likes up real quick. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a real coffee drinker, man, just hit it one in the chat or say good morning to me or something. You know what I mean? Um, we definitely about to get this show rolling. I know Berica had a little bit of a technical issue; she couldn't hear me, but she will be back. And as soon as she come back, I'm gonna go ahead and put her on the panel. Um, so we're gonna talk about the generational gap and everything like that, man. But before we get into, it, we got some other stuff to talk about. We got so much stuff to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So yeah, let's get into it real quick. So um, I saw something on something interesting actually recently. I think about a couple of days ago, and I shouldn't be surprised at what I saw because this day and age is people are just on some. Okay, hold on, she back. Hold on. All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Do you do you have your Bluetooth on? I'm talking about, is it on your phone? I can hear you. I can hear you. Do you have your Bluetooth on? Your Bluetooth is off?
Can
Is
you
your
hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody can hear you. We all can hear you.
I cannot hear you.
Are you on your phone or computer? It look like you're on your phone.
I'm on on my phone.
Okay. Do you have a computer? Go to a computer.
Yeah.
Do it on your computer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I will even come back then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna get this thing going. So yeah, but so a few days ago I saw something interesting, right? And it was crazy to me. I mean, well, I shouldn't have been too, again, I shouldn't be too surprised because people are on some other stuff. But there is an evangelist, all right, from she actually from back in the day, but she's still, kind of relevant to this day in the church world. Um, and I'm talking about Juanita Bynum. All right. Now, I don't know how many people are familiar with Juanita Bynum. So I got a little clip that I want to show you real quick of Juanita Bynum. And like, this is like back in the 90s. This is back when TD Jakes was doing like this Women That Were Loose thing, conference and all that kind of stuff. If y'all familiar with Juanita Bynum, let me know in the comments or in the chat. If not, I'm about to put you up to speed real quick. All right. So this woman here this is her right now. So let me this is her, like, this is like back in 1990 something when she was preaching at a Women That Are Loose conference. And I want y'all to check it out real quick.
And can't pay your bills. Every dime you get is on your back right now. Miss, I want to get married. I love you, don't keep the gas on. I love you, don't keep the bills paid. See, let me help y'all with something. I want to tell y'all this right now, and I'm just gonna tell you the truth. We always about our black brothers is going out and yeah, getting all these white ladies. What's wrong? We ain't good enough. No, we too needy. We ain't got nothing. Come on, y'all ain't saying nothing. I'm supposed to be a helpmeet. Come on here, somebody. When you get ready to get married, what are you bringing to the table, Miss Sister Thing? Besides eyeliner and lipstick, you ain't got no savings account. All of your credit.
Yeah, that's why I need a button. This is back in the 90s, man. Everybody smash the like button when you can. Yeah, that's why I need a button, right? And again, super familiar with the church in the church world. Pretty much a lot of people know it, right? Well, recently I saw something that she's doing, you know, and she's this is her now. All right. Check this out, y'all. For real. Check this out. So, um, at the top, it says Juanita Bynum International presents the Prayer Institute. All right, now check this out, man. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something about these type of people, right? Who um monetize. They try to monetize God. All right. Beware of those people. Beware of those who try to um, beguile you, or to distract you, or to deceive you with enticing words. All right, with enticing words, because these type of people are headed for destruction. All right, real talk. So Juanita Bynum she was also in the news some years ago. She had got married, because that first clip you saw was a clip of a sermon that she preached called "No More Sheets." And um, all right, hey, good morning, Sean. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Miss Tillman. Appreciate you watching the show. Um, yeah, she was on. She was married to a guy named Bishop Meeks, I believe was his name, and they had this whole thing going on, man. It was like he was talking about how God has sent her to him, and all this kind of stuff. And they actually broadcasted their dating and marriage and all that kind of stuff. And they had a huge wedding and all this kind of stuff, right? So Juanita Bynum was married before, and she got divorced, and it was reported that he was abusing her, right? He was physically abusing her. Then come to find out they were abusing each other. She was slapping him upside the head too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure who initiated what, but that was um that was something that was being done, right? When in their marriage, and they were abusive to each other. They were verbally abusive. That's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? The verbal abuse, the mental abuse, and all that kind of stuff. And then it goes into the physical, depending on what type of man or woman that you are dealing with. And so she was doing all this kind of stuff, and she had all these seminars and all this kind of stuff. And now she is selling prayer, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get your prayer on, there's a whole package for you right here. Let's see what's in this package, though. First of all, it's the Juanita Bynum International presents. This is her ministry, right? This is her ministry. It's called the Prayer Institute, and it's every Thursday in the month of October, starting on the 6th of October, right? Oh man, just look at the imagery of it though. Look at the imagery. Look at it. She all clothed up. You know what I'm saying? She got the other people in the cloth right here. She got the ram's horn. She got this. She got the word of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The scrolls. She got the oil. You know what I'm saying? And she got everybody did this with this old school Jewish Judaism type attire. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, Gucci belt right there. Gucci, 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 Gucci everywhere, right? Um, yo, man, I'm trying to figure out what people be thinking when they're doing this. I'm really trying to. This is like super. This is super scary, man. I don't know. I don't think I could ever do this. I could never do this. This is crazy. Monetizing, selling prayer, right? Selling prayer in the month of October, right? This is insane. This is insane. Now check out the package though. Hold on, we're gonna get to the package. We're gonna get to the package. Let me blow it up a little bit so we can get to the package. This. Look at this. Look at this right here. It's limited seating. how you how you gonna limit how you gonna limit the seating on prayer, man? What's going on, man? What is this? What's going on right now? What is going on? What is going on, man? These are the same gimmicks that they did years ago. Benny Hinn and Billy Graham and all these other cats, man, Creflo Dollar. I mean, all they selling water, selling oil, selling this, selling. This is insane, man. Look at this. It's limited seating. This is the Prayer Institute. All right. Look. This is the Prayer Institute. This is what this is. The Prayer Institute. But there's only a limited amount of seating in it. You gotta be kidding me. This is the issue. Now, I hear a lot of people, and I want to definitely say this. A lot of people always say, this is the reason why I don't go to church. 'Cause people fake and all that kind of stuff. Look, y'all need to stop that. Church God ain't got nothing to do with this. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with God. This got everything to do with her. Don't go to church or don't serve God because uh you trying to be polite or be hooked up with people. That ain't what that's for. That's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's all for you. You can't go to church for people. So y'all need to stop doing stop using every little excuse to not do what y'all supposed to do. All right. Look at that. Look at Sean say not at all, 100. Absolutely. So this right here is what we're calling is this the beware of the false prophets and beware of the false teachers and people that come because they have an appetite for filthy lucre. Filthy lucre in the Bible mean money, or they have filthy money is the dirty money, right? We would call it drug money in our day. So pimping you're trying to pimp God by selling prayer, and then you're gonna limit the seats. Dang. Really? Oh no, man, you can't limit the seats. Come on now. The limited seating. Look, then she sliced it down. First she was charging 2,000. She was like, "Nah, I'm trying to really make sure everybody can afford to get this prayer. Let me drop 500 off and put you 15." This is absolute insanity right here, man. 1,500 a person. Let me tell you something too. It is people. It is it is people. Look at Sean to that part. Ain't it crazy? It is people who will actually pay for this. This is the sad part. It's going to be people who see this and they're going to pay for this. Okay, they're going to pay for this. Let's not get it twisted. There are a set amount of people out here who will pay for this. I'm just trying to have a conversation over coffee real quick. All right. Oh, shout out to my coffee is a hug in a mug. Hold on, let me blow it up real quick. I want y'all to really see that. Oh, look at that. Coffee is a hug in a mug. Yeah. Look at this. Juanita. Juanita Bynum. Lord have mercy. Hold on, let me drop myself down so I can blow this up. All right. So, um, this is for the month of October, right? This is the this is for the month of October. This is where this is you're gonna get 4 weeks of intensive prayer from this woman. Just 4 weeks. Remember, you gotta remember she coming through with the goods. She got the ram's horn. She got the scroll. She got the shawl. She got the shawl, the overlay for you. You know what I'm saying? That they use as a sacred, as a sacred harmonious. And she's over here monetizing God, and then boom, that Gucci, that Gucci, that Gucci, that Gucci, that Gucci, weaved up. I mean, look at Juanita. She she just she don't care, man. she, she don't care. Look at this. This is crazy. Anyway, let me get back to the package because we missing out. Um, so it's a 4 week package. It's limited seating now, so you got to hurry up and get this. Uh, it's 4 weeks. 1,500 a person. 4 week intensive every Thursday in October. All right, every Thursday. And then this is what your package includes. It includes 2 hours intensive. So that's 7 sessions. I don't even know what does she mean by intensive. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what she's talking about. Somebody help me out. What y'all think? Y'all leave a comment. What y'all think she mean by intensive? I don't know. It's weird. 4 week intensive. Intensive what? What you talking about? You're gonna pray for me intensively? I don't understand what's going on. This entire advertisement is ridiculous. People selling prayer, man. Y'all gotta be careful. I'm telling you, y'all gotta stop falling for these okie doke. Look, it is too many. Look. It's the same way. It's the same way when we talk about men and women and relationships. It's the same thing. They come with enticing words. They come with a package like this, but they don't advertise it like she doing. You find out who the person is later on if once you invest into them, and then all of a sudden you like, oh my God, they was really just pimping me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you wasn't paying attention. You got engulfed in those enticing words and all that kind of stuff, and then next thing you know, bam, shablam, shablam. Here they come with the 4-week intensive. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Put a one in the chat if you think it's ridiculous, or or in the comment. Put a one. Put a one if you think it's ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And I mean, they're not even ashamed of this. Fasting and praying and laying her hand on you. That's intensive? Okay. So that's what that means by intensive. Why can't this be fasted? She fasted for me? She fasted for the people. Oh, she's fasting. Oh, you don't okay. Do you think it's ridiculous? She's like, I'm just trying to figure it out, but it is ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, this is crazy. So I don't know what she mean by intensive, but I do know this is that it is definitely prayer because she's definitely praying. Now, is she fasting for people or fasting and praying for people? If you are doing this, then if she's doing that, then all this is wrong. This whole thing is wrong. Unbelievable. First of all, you're not even supposed to let people know what you're doing. You're supposed to do things in silence, quietly, humbly. You're not even supposed to. I should not know that you be fasting and praying. I'm not gonna ask you, did you pray for me? I don't That's none of my business. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know. I think I messed somebody's I think I messed somebody's mirror up. I'm not supposed to know you fasting and praying. I'm not supposed to know what you're praying about. That's none of my business. That's none of my business what you praying for. And I don't have no business asking nobody if they praying for me or not. That's none of my business. Whoa. Trying to tell y'all, man. This is gonna be a part. This is some of the stuff we're gonna be talking about today. Watch. You're gonna see how this ties in. Because there's nowhere in the world, she went from doing look. She went from this. Hold on, let me show y'all. Here she go. Hold on. Let's play. Let's keep looking. Look at this. This is the No More Sheets sermon that she preached years ago. And this is what she was on back in the day. Watch this.
Cars is charged up, and now you want somebody to be a rescue engine number 9, and sorrow in your life, and he got to come and wipe out all of your mess. The devil is a liar. God is calling you to accountability today. It's time, as the man said last night, get your.
Did she say accountability? Oh, I know I heard that. Hold on.
Calling you to accountability.
Your boy got ears. I know what I heard. She said God is calling you to accountability. Yes, ma'am. God is calling you to accountability. Well, who gonna hold her accountable for this? Who Who about to hold her accountable for this? For monetizing the Lord, man. Who go? Yo, what a difference 20 years make. This is crazy. This is crazy. You went from no more sheets. Now you selling shawls and ram's horns and stuff, and selling intensive prayers. Really? Is that what we doing? Is this what we really doing? Look at this.
Today, it's time, as the man said last night, get yourself together. You ain't no help. He done fine brother, working in the ministry, saving his money, paying his bills, and you sitting out there telling me, I think the Lord said, that's mine. You know what? You know what? If I was you, I would look at him and say, that's mine. But you got to understand something. God is going to bless you according to your level of integrity, not how big your legs are.
God is going to bless you according to your level of integrity, not how big your legs are. But you're selling prayer. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? What? Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. The lady is selling prayer. She is selling prayer to the people. Oh my God! Look at this. This is incredible. She is selling prayer for $1,500. What is going on? This is insane. This is insane. Hey, Barrick, if you're watching, you can click the link on the comments too if you want to jump back in. This is insanity. You went from no more sheets to selling shawls. No more sheets, selling shawls. Who gonna hold you accountable for that? Not me. It ain't up to me. It is up to God for this. This is not. This has nothing to do with it. See, this is the reason why when you go to church or you're doing something spirit. This is the reason why you don't do it for people. You don't get caught up in personalities. You don't get caught up in personalities and people and what they're doing. You go for you. You go for God. You go for the purpose in which you set out to do. You don't do it for everybody else. Whatever it is, you go ahead and you do it. This is not decorous at all. This is non-decorous or not decorous. Means not appropriate at all. This is insane. Oh, let's get back to the package though, because we're gonna do what? We're gonna do Apple Pay? What we gonna do? What we gonna what we gonna do? All right, check it out. So package includes 2 hours of intensive, whatever that is, Q&A at the end. So you get a chance to ask her questions, just get a chance to answer you. Now I'm pretty sure that she's not going to be interactive with a lot of people because at the same time, she might have a lot of people joining in. Listen, if she just get 5 people to do this, she already hit a lick. She already made $7,500. Just getting 5 people. Juanita Bynum is going to have more. I'm pretty sure she's going to have over 100 people. I'm telling you, there's going to be some people who is going to do this. I'm telling y'all right now, man. I'm telling you, it is going to be some people. It is going to be some people who's going this right here. It's going to be some people that do this. See, look. Yep, I already know. I'm pretty sure she gonna hit over 150. If she hit, let's say for instance she hit 200 people. Come on, dog. 200 people? That's $30,000 that she's gonna make off selling prayer packages. She gonna FedEx you some prayer, man. She gonna get it to God quick. She gonna overnight them boys. I'm telling you, it's about to. Listen, man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Can y'all still see this? Look at this. 2-hour intensive Q&A, and then you get a Prayer Institute tote bag. You get the tote bag. You get the binder, so that way you can write your prayer down or whatever. You get the exclusive Prayer Institute journal, because only the people that pay for this foolishness is gonna get the journal now. Okay, us regular folk that know that she pulling the game, we ain't getting nothing because we ain't going. I'm telling you, she gonna have at least she gonna have about 200 people. I'm telling you, that's a quick. She just made a quick $50,000 selling prayer. Look at this. Look at this. The whole, and I mean, you're not even Jewish. You know, I'm telling you, man. I'm sick of people doing. I'm so sick of this. And this is an old tactic. This is old tactics. This is old. Like they used to do this way. They used to do this back in the day. Like I said, Benny Hinn, Jesse Duplantis, all these other guys. They used to do this back in the day. Some of them still old and still do this. They on TBN and all this stuff. Oh, give God praise, give him praise, give him praise. Yeah, okay, sure. Give him praise. And you're selling prayers, man. Hold on, I think Berica's back. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, finally.
Thank God. Give it
Whew.
up. Yes, thank God, man. Yes. Give it up for Berica, y'all. Yeah. We over here talking about. I'm pretty sure you've been listening to me rant about this foolishness. Your girl Juanita Bynum is selling prayer packages. How you, hey Berica, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. B. She selling look, you want look, let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. She got the Gucci belt. She got the Gucci wraparound with the ram's horn, right? And the shawl and the word of the Lord, right? And then if you come over here, she wearing the shawl, the one that you gonna get. She wearing that. You know what I'm saying? And she got some other people that she just, that's shawled up, right? And then you gotta come down and you got it's limited seating. Remember, okay, so since you're here now, remember back in the day when remember like Benny Hinn and all those guys?
I heard of them. I
Okay.
didn't really grow up around the church. So yeah,
Well,
I'm
you didn't have to.
finding out about people as an adult, but I've heard some things.
Yeah, they scammers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, so Benny Hinn. Matter of fact, hold on, let me hook you up real quick. Let me get you together. Let me get you together this morning. So we having a coffee conversation for sure. Remember this dude? You don't remember this dude?
Oh yeah.
Benny Hinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember him?
Yeah.
I think he is Israeli. I think he's Israeli, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And so like this dude right here was on some other stuff. Look, he's selling books. Seven keys to intercession. Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Look at him. Come on, give him praise, give him praise, give him praise. You know I ain't got no sense. Check it
None.
out. Check it out. You know I ain't got no sense. You know this. I'm trying to figure out if there's a YouTube video or something of this guy. I want you to see him in action. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and do it. Since you on a coffee conversation with your boy.
I mean, it's definitely relative to today's topic when we're talking
Oh, it's
kids.
definitely right. Exactly.
It's definitely relative.
Exactly. Okay, this is perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put yourself on mute real quick. I'm about to play this real quick. Okay.
Okay.
You may not understand this. I don't either. I don't either. But when the Lord talks to me, I obey him. It's just that simple. There's nothing more to it. My God, are you ready, guys? Fire! Take it! Pick it up! Pick it up! Take it! Take it! Take it! Take it! Take that on it! Marakate Pyalvakanti.
You gotta unmute. You gotta unmute. B. What is the? Remember these? Now you see what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
I got a question.
Sure.
Atlanta people. Anybody in the chat from Atlanta? Y'all out there in Atlanta letting that fool do that? You let him come up in your good old fashioned church and take off his suit coat jacket and throw it at y'all. Y'all just falling out.
He was waving it in the air and he waved it like he just didn't care. And people, look.
I have so many questions.
Now remember that's 2010. The dude's been doing this before that.
Oh no.
Oh, he's been this way for years. I'm telling you. First he was on TV, right? And he used to come on like 2:00 in the morning because nobody cared about watching him. It did. So he'll be on for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? And then, but he would be in stadiums like this.
What?
Yes, and I remember one time. When I was younger, I was watching because I was just fascinated at why everybody was falling out at the same time, right?
Right.
It was one section. It was like one section in the stadium, and he just waved his hand, and the whole section was just fainting, like fell off, right? So I'm like, yo, now this is what they're doing back then, and then fast forward to 2022. You only got limited seating to get your prayer on. Hey, look, check it out. She dropped the price for you, B. All right. She said 19.99, 99, 99, 99, right? She like, you know what? Let me be fair. Let me be fair. Let me drop it to 1,500. 1,500. You know this is crazy. Then look up the stuff you get. The journal, the binder, the tote bag, the certificate, the Prayer Institute certificate for.
Okay, so who is certifying this? Like, are they getting Jesus on the main line to be able
No,
to?
they getting Juanita on the main line. Yeah.
So she's supposed to be certifying these prayers.
Yeah, basically what she's doing is she is doing the intensive prayers and fasting. She's gonna be fasting and praying for everybody that pays for this ridiculousness. And then because if you go through all 4 weeks, because you can't you got to go through the 4 weeks. You can't get a certificate if you don't get through the 4 weeks, right? So you got to go through the 4 weeks, and then after that you get the certificate from her, signed by her. You get the shawl, okay? You get the sacred oil, you get all this stuff. So when you get the package, she give you all this stuff.
I'm still wondering about their prayer certificate. Like,
Yeah.
so did she like try to tap into like Apostle Paul or something? Like, what is she supposed to be doing in order
I
to
don't.
get this certification to be able to certify other people? Like, so is she like listening to people's prayers and then she's telling them like, you know what? Yep, this is certified because this
No,
gonna make it to heaven. This prayer made it all the way to heaven.
no.
And
What
then
she
what if the
doing?
prayer don't get certified? The prayer just kind of stay at earth. Is that how that works?
I don't. She's basically giving you a certificate for going through the 4 week intensive because it's in the month of October every Thursday. So she's giving you a certificate stating that you went through the prayer institute that she created. She created this prayer institute. Now this is what it is, the prayer institute. She created this whole idea,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to be praying and fasting, praying for those for the sick, the shut in, those that are whatever, all right? But she's charging because she's going to give you some stuff. See this right here, that whole thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see that shawl, you see the piece right
Mm-hmm.
here. That's the shawl. That's the joint. That's the joint that's over her head right here. Same thing.
So all of that is supposed to
All of that is in the
worth
package.
$1,400.
Yep. All of that is in the package. All of that is in the package. You get the 2 hours of intensive prayer with her. You get to ask her questions. You get your answers answered to these questions that you have. You got the prayer institute tote bag because you gotta have the tote bag. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Then you got the binder. Get your right on, right? Or whatever that's in the binder. I'm pretty sure it's probably some instructions and all that kind of stuff about praying, and it's a whole bunch of stuff about what prayer does. I'm telling you, this is old. This is old. This is so old. This is like the oldest trick in the book.
Mm-hmm.
It is. She is reaching all the way back to 1992 on this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. I'm not surprised by this.
And this is the same lady that was calling people at the church or something when she went to go sing or whatever.
Oh
Right?
no, this is her. This is the prophetess. This is the
This
priest. She was
this
preaching.
I'm saying most recently, right? Didn't she like go viral for like calling people at the church? Like she went to go sing or something.
No, that was Kim Burrell.
Oh.
Oh, you know she doubled back. You know she doubled back, right? She apologized. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that apology. That lackluster gaslighting
No
apology.
lackluster apology, though.
Yeah, you know how like when you a kid and your mama be like apologize and then be like no, but you really supposed to apologize, not be like that. Well, I'm sorry you was offended
Yeah, exactly.
like that. Or if I hurt you, then I apologize. It's like no, if you really apologize, you really apologize. Yeah,
Exactly.
I heard that mess. I was like, ooh, okay.
That junk is irritating to me too.
And people paying to see her, like, wow, okay,
Yep.
that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is prophetess Juanita Bynum.
So she privatizing what? That she gonna get people money?
Oh no, she ain't
Is
giving
that
away nothing. She's taking the money. She's not giving anything but her
okay?
prayer time and her tote bags and her binder and journals and stuff. And oh, you get a certificate too. Remember, you get a certificate. Juanita
And,
Bynum.
and your prayer made it past the clouds.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
yeah,
Your prayer in between the moon and earth, somewhere it gotta get you gotta get an answer
yeah,
right up in that space part right there. And then it drives
yeah.
down. Because I saw this on somebody's page, right? So I'm like, I have to talk about this. So
Mhm.
I commented and I was like, oh, so I can still attend, right? It's limited seating, right? It's, and my man, shout out to Tracy Stevenson. It was on his page. And my
Mhm.
man, and I was like, I was like, man, because he a pastor. And I was like, yo, you gonna be doing this too? I said, because if I'm paying $1,500, I want my prayer answered immediately.
Right,
I'm talking about as soon as she done, I need to see
right,
manifestation of
exactly.
whatever it is right
Right,
now. Like,
right.
come on, $1,500? You gotta be kidding, man. All right,
Right.
enough of Juanita. She done exhausted my morning with this crazy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Ooh.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
Um, so how you been though? What's up with you?
man, I'm good.
You good?
It's a long week. I'm glad it's Saturday because
Thank you. Thank you for saying
yeah,
that. Yes, it has been a long week. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm doing a work contract.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
been keeping me very busy
Oh,
during
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
so yeah, but stuff is good. And one of my cousins is in town.
Awesome. Shout out to your cousin.
Yeah, I think it's his first time coming down here too. So I ain't seen him in a minute. Like it's
It's been a while. How long?
5 years.
That's not a minute. That's 5 years.
Has it been?
365 times 5. 5, 2, 30.
Yeah. I mean, we talk frequently, but yeah, I think it's
Ooh,
been
that's
like
about it's a good 1,800 days right there.
I think it's been like 5.
Because of the
Yeah.
whole pandemic too and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
5. Yeah. I haven't seen him since he got married. So
Mm.
he just celebrated his 5th anniversary. So
Okay, congratulations
yeah,
on that.
5 years. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it'd be cool having
Okay,
him come camp out the crib
that's what's up.
and cook him some food and, hang out, let him see the sights. He said he enjoying the city.
Oh,
So
that's what's up. That's
yeah.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was. I don't know. This week was different.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I was in a different space this week. I was here, but I wasn't here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like my mind was on like even with working,
Yeah.
I was trying to really get into it, but my mind was just on other stuff too. You know,
Hmm.
and so I got some ideas that I'm gonna try to do, but I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna do them, and I'm just gonna just make some stuff happen a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, long week. Um, so shout out to everybody that's watching Coffee and Conversations. I definitely want to appreciate you. Real quick, those that left comments, thank you. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it going. Um, I saw this other video. I want to get your take on it. All right. I think this video went viral. I'm pretty sure you probably seen this. This is a video where the lady was burying her husband, and the guy who was officiating the funeral or whoever he was, he
Mhm.
proposed to her.
Yeah, no, I gotta see this.
Okay, you gotta see it. Okay, like all right. Go ahead, and mute up for me real quick. I'm gonna show you this real
Okay.
quick. Gotta unmute. Yo,
Yeah, that's
that
where was this? Where did this happen at?
I don't know where it happened at. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Africa.
Um.
I think this was an African country
Okay.
um,
Okay.
that they were at,
Okay.
and that that whole thing was a mess.
Yeah.
That whole situation.
Yeah.
Yo, so what you think about that? What you just saw?
The only thing I'm okay, it's crazy. Like that's just wild. The only thing that I'm thinking as far as like how people can rationalize that, it's if you remember an old like Hebrew custom that the man had to be like responsible for like the children and like the widows.
Hmm.
So like there were stories in the Bible of people who the husband had passed or whatever. So the brother-in-law went and married her. Not that he wanted to like be with her per se, but to give her like a hedge of protection. So that way he would be like I guess legally and financially responsible for her so that she wouldn't be left like destitute in the absence of her husband.
Mhm.
So if they're like very traditional like that, then I could see why someone would do that. Otherwise, it just looked real strange. Because then it's like, okay, well, was you creeping with her like before the man died, and then now that he died, you just swooping on in and yeah, or it's like, okay, and then how did he die? Did you put him in the ground?
Did you
Did you
did,
did you expedite the process of
did
trying to
you
get there?
expedite?
And,
Did you pull a what is it? Was it not Julius Caesar? Was it Julius Caesar? No, Hamlet. Did they pull a Hamlet where they po-
yeah,
they
or
poisoned?
David
Yeah,
in the Bible,
yeah,
yeah, with Bathsheba.
yeah,
Like, oh,
exactly.
I already got her pregnant. That's the first Maury show.
Oh, like hey, like look, put him in the front line, dog. Put him on the
Yeah,
front line. He
right,
ain't skilled, but I don't
right,
care. Put him on
right.
the front line. Like,
Put him in the front. Let him get it. Yeah, right. Crazy. And then
nah,
the whole bloodline went through a bunch of mess after doing that.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I think too that uh even in that custom, I believe there was a period of time where there was a grieving period
Mhm.
after the husband was buried or whatever before
Mhm.
they get married again or something like that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
forgot. I forgot the time frame. I think I don't know if it was like 7 days
Mhm.
or 21 days or something like that. But if anybody know that, put it in the comments if you know that what that custom was, the time period for a widow before she got married again.
Mhm.
But there was a certain time period. It wasn't at the funeral though. this
No.
this dude
No, not at the funeral. Like,
this dude was like, "Yo, man, I'm about to get my yams now. I'm gonna get my yams now, dog. This is crazy." So yo, this is the look. Juanita done took me out. This dude done really took me. He at your
right,
funeral like, baby girl. Let's not
right,
pretend. All right,
right.
cat's out the bag. You
Like
feel
we
me?
together.
We are together.
Like, yeah.
We are
Mhm.
together. You will be
Yes,
my
we
wife.
are.
I will be your husband.
Right.
I'm sorry. I know that was Ross's.
Like, did that life insurance come in yet?
Right. It takes a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's that? What that face amount look like?
Right.
What's that
Right.
face amount looking like, boy?
Right.
Um. So I'm glad you're on the show, man. I'm glad you're on the show. It's good to see you. Good to converse with you. Um. Let's see. We're gonna take a quick little second. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little quick commercial. So you
Okay.
just stay right there for me, real quick, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna dive into the topic. I got another video. I got two more videos to show you because I think they're very important to what we're talking about today. Um, and I kind of want it all ties in. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is like you got the older generation of old like of our millennial generation, all that kind of stuff. Um, she said he was paying people to fall out. Oh, you talking
I
about
think
Benny
so
Hinn?
too.
Yeah. Listen,
I
somebody had to
agree.
get paid. This is
Yes.
and my
Right.
man flipped back like he just
You're
like
right.
he got kicked in the head. He flipped back like he got kicked in the skull, dog. Like
She
that was
right.
crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with her.
I think you're right, Sean. I think it is 21 days before a widow can remarry. Um, but yeah, I think Benny Hinn was like, yo, yeah, I'll give y'all some free tapes and stuff if y'all just you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna take a quick little break real quick, and we're gonna come right back, and then we're gonna dive into our topic. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish the show out. Is that cool?
Oh.
Cool. All right, we'll be right back, y'all. All right. Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. Just clap that one more time. Tune in tomorrow, y'all. This is episode number 9 of the Mailroom Show, which is our main show where me and the fellas, the Trinity, we go ahead and kick it, talk about some hot topics. You know what I'm saying? We got some little clickbait for y'all, but we're gonna dive into some stuff for episode 9, and then episode 10 is gonna be epic. I ain't gonna get into that yet. I'm gonna leave that alone. But no, tune in to Coffee and Comments. Tune in Coffee. Tune into the Mailroom Show tomorrow, y'all. Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Central, and then we're gonna go ahead and kick it into some hot topics tomorrow. All right. If y'all don't know, I'm about to spill it right now because it is what it is. But Berica is actually the moderator for the Mailroom Network, for the Mailroom Show and stuff like that. So when y'all going live and doing all that kind of stuff, she see everything. She can moderate. She can kick y'all off if y'all talk crazy. No, just playing. But no, that's our moderator. And if you want to be a moderator also of the show, or any of our shows, including this one, email us at the mailroom313@yahoo.com. The mailroom 313@yahoo.com. Email us and let us know what your YouTube channel is, because you do have to have a YouTube channel in order to be a moderator. And then I can get you added to the Mailroom Network, and then you can moderate our shows. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into our next topic. Now, we're gonna talk about the generational gap that we have, right? Gonna talk about the generational gap that we have. Can we bridge the generational gap? Before we dive into the video, before we do any of that, there's a couple of videos that I wanna kind of discuss and talk about. But before we do that, Berica, what do you think about this? Like, do you first of all, what gaps do you see between generations, and specifically between millennials, which would be us, and like Gen Z? Because I know we got the baby boomers and the Gen Xers and all that kind of stuff, which is around the same, like in the 60s, 70s. And then you have the millennials, us, which was born in like 1981, 2-ish, all that kind of stuff. And then the Gen Zs are the newbies, the ones that's fighting for their rights for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So, and have their own eclectic, spiel about life. What gaps do you see in generations, and do you think we can really bridge those gaps?
Um, yeah, I definitely think we can bridge the gap. I guess it's like all those little technical terms that kind of get me. I never identified myself as a millennial. Um, yeah, that's the only thing that kind of gets me was I had they put those little things in brackets. I really think it just depends on the mindset of the people. Because if you say a generation is in a 15-year span, a whole lot happens within a 15-year span.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I never really identified myself as a millennial per se. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's an easy way to bridge the gap, and I think a lot of it just truly comes down to parenting and community.
Mhm.
I was just a weird kid growing up, so I've
Mhm.
always had an old soul. I liked it being around older people. Not that I didn't have any love for my peers, but when it comes to just learning life lessons and things
Mhm.
as a child, I just like to be edified. So I just prefer to be around people who are much older than me where I could learn from them. Um, I know like my parents would take us to Montreal all the time as kids
Mhm.
because my dad is a linguist, and so he wanted us to be very like just enriched with not only just culture in general, but our culture and us growing up in a bilingual household. So
Mhm.
yeah, we would go to Montreal and we have Haitian friends and stuff like that there, and the people cool. But every time we would go, I would want to hang around this old lady that lived like down the hall from them
Mhm.
because the lady was 100 years old
Okay, sweet.
and like 8, 9 years old. I was just so fascinated with her. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so like if you're 100, that means you was born, around this time. And I'm like, so what can you tell me? What was life like then? Like,
Mhm.
and she was born really at a pivotal time. Like her mother's generation, that was the generation coming out of slavery.
Mhm.
Like that's huge when you're talking
Yeah.
about destruction,
Mhm.
the Great Depression, World War II, World War One. Like this woman was alive to see all of that. And I just wanted to sit up under her and just be a sponge. Because my mom's like, you want to come hang out with this old lady? Like, we come all the way to Montreal for you to go hang around somebody that's 100 years old. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't see that many people that's 100 years old in my neighborhood. So why would I not have respect for this woman
Mhm.
and really just sit with her and pick her brain
Yeah.
and get a clear synopsis of what life is like? And I think that's what this younger generation is really missing. You see so many kids come in and what do? Try to clown people for their age. Oh, you old, especially the girls. Oh,
Mhm.
you old. And it's like, what do you think is gonna happen to you? Either you're gonna get older or you're gonna die. So
Mhm.
which one of those would you rather have? Like, and
Mhm.
with age, if you do things right, there's wisdom that comes along with that. It's blessings that come along with that age. So it's not a bad thing. But we have that younger generation coming up now who are weaponizing age as if it's a bad thing.
Mhm.
And really what they're doing is destroying themselves as a generation. What do people call them? Is that the Gen Z?
Yeah, Gen Z, 20,
So
21, 22, 23 year olds, the newbies, man.
the newbies.
Mhm.
Okay. So my husband has a thing, or he calls it. It's hilarious too.
Mhm.
He had to do a paper before about like different generations, and so he came up with the name of it. So instead of like calling it Gen Z, he calls them babies born after Tupac.
Babies
And
born
I
after Tupac.
refuse because that's literally what you see after Tupac got shot the first time, and then after Tupac died, what happened like as a people, right?
Uh-huh.
Where the music has changed, the attitudes of people have changed. And even though Tupac had his ways that was hood, some things that he said was really prophetic, and how he said, and keep your head up, we're going to have a race of babies who will hate the ladies that make their babies. And what
Mhm.
do we see? Like the black femicide rates are crazy. I wake up this morning, there's another news story in North Houston. This lady got killed 8 months pregnant.
Mhm.
8 months pregnant. It's a whole lot of pregnant women dying, and it's not from, you know, preeclampsia. You
Right,
know, and
right,
like
right.
this is affecting their pregnancy. They out here getting killed, like,
Yeah.
and there's a lack of respect. When before you didn't see generations of kids killing their parents.
Mhm.
Even if your parent was a hot mess, you would just be like, you know what, I'm about to get my money.
Yeah.
Go in the military, whatever I
Yeah.
need to do, and I'm getting up out of here. I'm moving. Not
Mhm.
I'm gonna go kill my parent. Like, we really need to sit as a community and
Mhm.
really have those conversations. You don't see the big mamas no more. Mima, Medea, the grandmama, like where are they at?
Mhm.
Your grandmama 45?
Yeah.
Your mama 30?
See, that's what. See,
You
that's what. That's why.
16? Y'all all at the club together?
This is why we
Like,
having the conversation today. This is why we having the conversation today. Because I listen. First of all, what you said was spot on. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way you talked about towards the end of what you said about the lack of respect. See, this is the reason why. I mean, I know you don't like to refer yourself to millennial. I get that part. But because there was a certain way we were raised.
mhm,
And see, that's what creates the generation.
mhm,
What do we like? Parents pass down things to their kids.
mhm,
If you have a bad attitude, you'll probably pass that down. And you're not trying to pass it down per se, but if a person is so engulfed in the attitude, if a man is, if a father is in the home but he's not really present with his
mhm,
kids,
mhm,
then that's going to take some type of effect. Like you said, the way you was raised in the community. I mean, I come from a single parent home, so I didn't have that balance, but I had a community. Like my neighborhood in Detroit, where I grew up at, man, everybody, we had the block clubs, we had the swim mobile from Channel 2. They used to
mhm,
literally have a truck. The truck had a swimming pool attached to it. And on our block, they would sit that truck in the middle of the street, and all the kids from the neighborhood can come get in the swimming pool, the
mhm,
fire hydrant, all that kind of stuff, right? And there was a community of people who helped watch each other. Like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna tell your mama on you. You know what I'm saying? That old lady, Auntie Pat on the porch. I'm gonna tell your mama on you. You know what I'm saying? You do that again, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like there was a certain way we were raised.
Mhm.
So because we remember stuff like even though we wasn't born when good times and all that kind of stuff was actually running, but by the time we came to on the scene, we were still watching these things.
Yeah.
We had the Cosby Show.
That's true.
We had Perfect Strangers. We had Family
Family
Matters. We,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And we had all this stuff. You know, we had Reading Rainbow,
Mhm. Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock,
Yeah.
and all these other. You know what I'm saying? We had Bob Ross, the Joy of Painting.
Mhm.
Remember Bob Ross, the Joy of Painting?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna how about a little tree? We're gonna put a little tree right there, and then I see a cabin. We're gonna put a little cabin right there. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I bought a Bob Ross set because he was. I'm not a painter, but I was like, I could be one because he is one. I can be one. I can use my imagination. And I remember the first couple times when I had painted or whatever, I was following Bob Ross. It came out pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like his, but just that whole motivate, just that thing of like pointing to the kid, Mr. Rogers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers, he was an actual teacher.
Mhm.
He was in the actual school system for real. He saw a need, and then he was like, "Yo, we need to meet this need." And
Mhm.
somebody else on a committee saw his passion and was like, "You know what? We're going to fund your show."
Mhm.
And it was been running ever since.
Mhm.
To the point where even on Saturday Night Live, they did Mr. Robinson Neighborhood with Eddie Murphy and all that kind of show, all that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 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 these type of things. That was my show. Which one? Which one you talking about, Sean? These are the things that we had, right? So you you can see the difference between because Lou, I'll be approaching 40 this year in December. I can see the difference between me and a 20-year-old young man.
Mhm.
Clear difference, right?
Mhm.
And um, you know, that respect you had for the lady who was 100, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, for sure, man. Mr. Rogers was dope. The lady you had respect for that she was 100, it was like you it was put in you to respect your elders. So much so to the point where you have a natural thing of being around wisdom.
Mhm.
You have a natural want and desire for that, right? And so that comes from the generation that raised you and me up, community wise and everything. Because like even with me being from a single parent, I know you had both your parents. Even from a single parent home perspective, I don't feel like I lacked anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was when I was younger as a boy, I wanted to have that male figure in the household. I wanted to have that, when it was time to go, you know, go out to watch a baseball game or football game or whatever. Like I would love to have a man that was like, yo, let's go. Come on, son, let's do this. Come on, son, let's do that. And that's okay though, because I still had a community and I had a church community. I had my actual neighborhood, that community. Like, so it was like I still feel like I didn't lack anything. Like the motivation, the skills, or whatever I needed. I feel like I was able to still get those things. And I was able to get those things. So it's like now it's like the way young people are now that come from single parent homes in particular,
Mhm.
they are on some other stuff. They are
Yeah.
so embedded on getting whatever they want.
Mhm.
If they don't get it, it's gonna be a problem.
Mhm.
And it's about how they feel, and that's it. It's not
Yeah.
about discipline or nothing like that. That's the problem. Watching this, watching Juanita Bynum and all that kind of stuff, like watching that shows that they that's exactly where I was about to go. That there's an entitlement gap, right? Entitlement, we don't we know that we have to earn everything we have.
Right. Mhm.
They like just give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just give it to me. And
Mhm.
then they had no understanding of and then you can't tell them nothing because they know everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't have any understanding of what it takes to work for what it is that you have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so there is a way to bridge it. And I like you said, that having a community, the parenting, and that respect factor, like those things will help to bridge. And then we have to hear them out. They got to hear us out. But we have to come with something. We have to offer them something that's worth hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, 40, 35-year-olds is out at the club with their daughters.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Like your daughter is 20, you 37, and y'all both wearing stiletto, like red bottoms and all that. Like,
Right.
you know, y'all both out. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is my daughter. Oh, you the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, y'all look like sisters. And then that whole thing is just like a play with the ego, like, oh yeah, I look good.
Yeah.
I still got it. It's a whole thing with this ego, man. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole thing of blaming men for this and blaming women for
Mm-hmm.
that too, it
Mm-hmm.
ties into this whole entitlement thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to play this video real quick. This man was speaking at an engagement. I think he was speaking at a graduation or something like that. But this man said something very interesting, and it ties into the generational gap and how we can kind of bridge it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on mute up real quick, and then I'm gonna play this video for you.
My grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. Said my grandson will be in a Ferrari. But he said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, well, why is that? And he said to me, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors. My grandfather walked.
Yo, that was powerful, man.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that? I mean, that's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about what he said?
Weak men create tough times. And that just really just boom. It's like it's so true. When you see situations, whether it's politics, whether it's in the home, that male leadership is there, right? Where it's necessary, right? And if there's a poor example that's there, it can create those tough times. I've seen it happen for many people that I know. And that's why I always say that I'm blessed. Not just because my name means blessing, but knowing like having a man as good as my dad, because so many kids, like from the neighborhoods, other family members, like cousins of mine, everybody like looks up to my dad because he's always just that staple and helping and raising the kids and understanding like that sense of family and sense of community. And when you have someone who literally is tearing the family down, it does create those tough times. If you lack that discipline is a huge word that I think a lot of people choose to be allergic to. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, and this generation, they've literally taken the definitions of different words and flipped it to make it something bad when it's actually good. Like humility. People look at humility as a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with being humble. And you're not weak, like in order for you to be humble. It's not like that. People think if you're meek, if you're mild-tempered, oh, you're weak. No, even the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth. Like it's not a bad thing. Like there is a time for different things. There's a time to mount up. There's a time to chill out. And so it's nothing wrong with having enough discernment to know when to use one, right? And discipline is needed. No matter if you're coming into a windfall of money or whether it comes to dating, you don't want to have a baby with everybody that you date, so you use discipline in order to choose how you're going to live your life.
Mm.
You map those things out. You need structure, and there's nothing wrong with that. In order for you to truly make it and truly be successful, you're going to have to discipline yourself. You just can't live your life just on a whim out here doing whatever and think it's not going to catch up to you at some point in time. And
Right.
with this generation, we see that lack of discipline, and then often you hear them say, well, YOLO,
Right.
you only live once, only God
Right.
can judge me, and it's like, okay, these things are true, but you shouldn't be leading your life with that,
Right.
because you living once might mean you only live to be 25.
Yep.
Like, is that going to be the sum of your life? Like, what is the footprint that you're going to leave here?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to life than that. And I see so many of these younger kids coming up, and they look at 26 as old.
Yeah. This is you so on point with that because and also by the way, people, if you want to join the panel, join this discussion, please go ahead and click the link. Um, it is up here, right here too as well. Just click the link, join the panel, and chop it up with us. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, this is so true what you're saying because like I can you can it's hard it's hard to reach a young person nowadays on a mental level
Mm-hmm.
because they're overeducated. Like they have subjects for everything. Like everything you could think of, there's a major for it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And these young people now are like, I mean, look at how we have redefined. They're redefining what gender is. They're redefining what sex is. They're redefining what biological differences are. And it's like, where is it coming from? And then when you dive deeper into where it's coming from, a lot of the universities and things of that nature and the colleges have these particular courses that's teaching this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're not familiar with these type of subjects, when you go into college and stuff, and you start seeing this and hearing this, it's a mind-boggling thing, and you can be
Mm-hmm.
easily persuaded.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when he said tough times create strong men, it's like it's like the strong men they create the easy times, but now we into the easy times creating the weak men. Now we in that era.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's been easy for so long that everybody is weak here.
Yeah.
That's what you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm looking at it as far as
Mm-hmm.
like mental weakness,
Mm-hmm.
where no one stands for anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do stand for something that is true, they counsel you or they whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is the thing that I see as a huge problem nowadays. This did you hear about the 12-year-old boy who got mad at his mom because she took away his phone and he trashed the crib?
Yes.
Do you you want to see the video of it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it last night too. Um,
It makes me think about the Uvalde situation
mhm,
that we had out here in Texas. Like,
mhm.
how many people did that boy
Yeah,
unalive
right.
at that school?
Oh,
He first shot the grandmama because she had took out his iPhone or something. She wouldn't pay his phone bill or something.
oh,
It was over a phone. You shot your grandmother in the head
mhm,
over a phone.
mhm. See?
Like, you can go work at the dollar store
Mhm.
and make enough money to be able to pay for that phone. Like, it's never that serious. And
Right.
then you go to the school and unleash on all these people. And
Mhm,
then the part about it that really got me, his raggedy mama
mhm.
comes out and is saying, don't judge him.
Wow.
See, you part of the problem. We can't
Mhm.
just say, like, oh, this generation lacks discipline and this generation is, violent. And this situation, generation is this and that. It's part of the parenting and the lack thereof. When parents started saying, "Oh, I don't want nobody else to tell my kids no," when they took God out the schools, when they took the discipline away from kids, oh, the judge can come spank your kid, but you can't spank your kid when they out of line.
Man, I
This
just
is
had this
how we
conversation
get
with my
here.
mom.
This is how we get here.
So true. So true. What's up, Sean?
What's up?
Hey, how you doing? All
Hi.
right. What you think about this topic? You know, the generational gap. You know, the young people now who are calling people like myself and such old and out of touch. Like, really, what do you think about? What you think about this gap? Can we bridge it? What you think about it?
I mean, I agree with everything both of y'all have said. I do feel like they are entire. I mean, I have nieces. I have my daughter's 20. I think she's 28, and she's a handful. But I'm very truthful with her, and but that's only because of my ex-husband, how he has her. So she felt like she's entitled. Like I just had a conversation with her yesterday. She just moved to Atlanta, and the crazy part is she only calls me when she wants something. Um, and I tell her this all the time. I'll call her and she's like, what you doing? How's my grandbaby? Whatever, whatever. But for the most part, it's either she wants something or she's like, well, can you say a prayer for me or something like that? And so when she called yesterday, we was on the phone for 2 hours, and then finally she just went into it's like, I had to quit this job because she does hair. Because, the lady was just getting out of pocket. I said, well, what do you mean? She's like, I wasn't making no money there. And she knew that. But being a professional person, I felt like she can be a little understanding. And so, and I was like, well, Keela, she still got to run a business.
Yeah, man.
Like,
See,
she
like you
got to
said,
run
the
a
entitlement.
business.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I was like, did you go and tell her you wasn't making no money or whatever the issue was? And she claimed, she said, well, I did, but she was just all about the money and stuff. And it wasn't like I wasn't going to give her the money or whatever. I mean, she's talking about she taking me to court. Let her take me to court. And I was like, wrong attitude. Just wrong attitude. With my nephew, he's, you can't tell him nothing. He's always right. He know everything. Uh, so do I agree for the most part what y'all have said? Absolutely. Now, the part where y'all was saying, the mother's going to the clubs with the
With the daughters.
daughters, and yeah, I agree to a certain extent. So and the only reason I agree for the most part. So let me say this, because I go with my goddaughter or my nieces and them, but for me going to their birthday party, it's to make sure they're good. If they're drunk, then I'm gonna drive you home. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I get on the dance floor or whatever. I know the age that I am. I'm not that generation, but okay, I know how to have some fun. But I think it also goes with when someone's trying to talk to you, they know what's the maturity that you have, how you present yourself. And I get that a lot because of, even though, I get where, people will say, oh, you look young, you don't look your age. And I remember this guy at the store, he was just like, I would never guess that was your age, but I can understand how you was doing things, the way you present yourself.
Right.
So can the generator be gap? Yeah, if we teach them. We just need more. And I don't want to say the old fashioned way, but we just need the ones that know how we was brought up to teach. I'm still trying to teach that 28-year-old. My 19-year-old knows. You know what I'm saying? My son, and I'm very proud of him, he knows. So he's raising his girls the way they supposed to go. But I just think that a lot of the kids, they feel like they entitled. You just can't tell them nothing. And it doesn't matter what you say, they just know it all. Until they run into a hiccup and they be like, I'm not I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I'm gonna let you learn on your own. You're gonna be
Because
that
life,
one to come back and be like, okay, I know I should have listened.
yeah, life will teach. if you don't listen. You know what I'm saying? And I think that also is that I think that some people have a hard time letting go
Mm.
of their children when they reach a certain age. And look, my mother, bless my mom, she's 71. I love my mother, but her raising me is over. It's done. She raised me already. You feel me? So I don't have to go to her for everything, every little thing. I'm in a position now where I'm taking care of her.
That's
But when we talk and I listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to her and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get her to see what I'm saying. She see what I'm saying, I see what she's saying, and we talk and just have a good dialogue. But rescuing me from my own mistakes and me being hard headed, and then I have to go to her to rescue me from that. No, she's not doing that. That is not her job anymore. She done.
So let me ask you a question, Ty.
Uh-huh.
And you saying that,
Mhm.
and I guess I just want your opinion. It's not that y'all can't have no disagreement, but is it ever been a time where like maybe you didn't agree everything with your mom say, or she might not agree with everything, but if she go back or if y'all go back from each other, like think about it, and y'all still come back to try to talk about it,
Mhm.
instead of getting where I'm finding our kids do is if they disagree with their parent, they want to get up in their parents' face.
Mhm.
Oh, they feel like they can whoop you,
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
be like, "Listen, I'm not trying to bring. Listen,
Yeah.
that old saying, I brought
Right.
you in here. I'm about
Take
to
you
take
out.
you out."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing where I love about my son. If we have a disagreement,
Uh,
and he'll tell me in a minute, he's like, "Well, mom, okay, I'm in it right here. I don't agree everything."
uh,
You know what I'm saying? And then I actually think about the conversation we had. So if I even feel like, okay, I see what he's saying. Then I'm
mm,
gonna call him back. Okay, I see what you said. So let's start from here.
mhm.
You don't get a lot of kids that can do that.
No, see, my mother 4'11". All right. And I'm older. I'm look, I'm taller than my mom and everything, right? But let me tell you something. I ain't never walked up in her face. Never. All right. You know why? Because I saw what she was doing to my sister at 4'11", and my sister was tall and big too, knocking her out with them 4'11" hands. And I'm like, listen, I'm straight. I learned from hey, I can watch. I saw what just happened to you. That's not about to happen to me, dog. You know what I'm saying? So look, that didn't matter. That didn't matter. My thing is that I was raised to reverence and honor my mother and father. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Even though my father wasn't even in my life, you know what I'm saying? And I had some bitterness towards him when I was growing up. I never talked bad about him.
mm,
I didn't have nothing to talk bad about because he wasn't there. That's all I can say, but he was never there for me. Like, okay, after I get over that, then what? I'm just not gonna grow up and be a man now because
mm,
he wasn't
Right.
there. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole point about letting go. It's like you gotta let go of the stuff that you can't control anymore. You can't control what somebody else is doing. They grown. It's over. You did your part. It's over. Let it go.
mm.
It's hard for some people to do it, and that's the point. And that's like my man. That video he said, "Easy times create weak men."
Sure.
You see, so the strong men created the easy times for us, and now we're creating weaker men because we're making it easier for them. They don't have to think about it no more or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the 12-year-old boy trashed his mother's house because she took his phone away.
Ooh.
And she was on the video, and I have it, but she's on the video crying in the back. You could hear her crying, and like you could tell she had just finished really crying, and you can hear her like I'm talking about vandalize the crib,
Throw it up.
tow it up,
Up.
and I'm like over a phone.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Now, some,
audio.
yeah, somebody need to crack this young man upside his head.
Mm.
Mhm.
But then if you do that, that's child abuse now and all that kind of stuff. So what they do, send them to boot camp, send them to the military, just send them. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, who's going to really, now he's 12. This is a good age for him to learn some lessons.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? This, because once you hit 21, 22, I ain't got time to be going back and forth with
Mhm.
you. You know it. I'll go ahead. Trust me. I will get a phone call from you again because life is going to show you
Mhm.
that you don't know everything. Because we had the same mentality a little bit at some point. Like, man, mom don't understand it. Man, dad don't understand. And then all of a sudden, you get around the age, you like, ooh, that's what they was trying to tell me, right?
Mhm.
So it's like that letting go piece is important. But when it's this age, like 12 or 13, you still got time to penetrate, you know what I'm saying, that person. Because like Berica was saying, when I would go visit, I loved going down the hall or down the street or whatever to the lady that was 100 because she was a sponge. She was trying to soak up all that knowledge and wisdom because she respected the gap. And so we need to bridge it. We need to bring it together. And that was her way of bridging that gap. That lady was bridging that gap with her, showing her, hey, back in the Great Depression, we went through this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
Women didn't act like that when I was coming up back in the 36, 30, 37, 38. We had dignity. We had this. We had that. She was able to really penetrate Berica. Now Berica, like, I'm an old soul anyway, so you know what I'm saying? And then now every time she talk, you be like, man, she just talking with the truth. The old school, like, and like you said, like the old fashioned way. I heard you say that, Sean,
Mhm.
like the old fashioned way. Like, so the old fashioned way is cool because even the Bible says to hold on to the traditions that are good,
Mhm.
that are
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
And when you hold on to those traditions, you will get result. You will be able to raise a generation that is able to overcome obstacles and all that kind of stuff. Because if I go through an obstacle that I put myself into, and I know that you're gonna rescue me every time, I can keep doing these things.
Mhm.
I can keep making these mistakes over and over again because you're gonna
Mhm.
always be there. You know, it's only when you cut the umbilical cord.
That part.
You see what I'm saying?
That
And
part.
so I think that this generation, these newbies, right? We got to cut the umbilical cord on them, man. On them older ones, especially the 23, 24. Oh, no. I am not about to rescue you from your craziness. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, Berica, didn't we have a conversation about you had met a young lady, she was like 20 some years old, and
Mhm.
you told her that you were married, and she looked at you like you had just lost your mind or something like that, or she was
Oh,
Mhm.
explain that real quick,
Yeah.
that conversation. Explain that
Yeah.
conversation real quick.
This is a new trainee at work, like a little over a week ago. And yeah, it was two. It was two of them. Both of them under 25. One had kids, one didn't. And it was sad. Like, it really was gut wrenching because it was like, wow, like, this is where we are as a society, as a community, especially as Black women. Like, it bothered me where one, she saw my wedding ring because, I'm wearing gloves. I'm a first responder. So, you know what I'm saying? So she seen me take my gloves off. So she's like, she saw my wedding band. And so
And
she's
so
like,
she's like,
oh,
"Oh,
you're
you're
married?
married?"
And I'm like, yeah. So then she's like, you're a wife? And I'm like, yeah.
that a bad thing?
And she's like, how'd you do that? Like, how'd you become a wife? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I got married. Like, it was like it was so far off to her. It was like the first time we saw a Black president. Like, that excitement that is like, we thought this could happen, but we really didn't know this gonna happen. And then now we here today, kind of thing. It was like that. Like, so what did you do? And I was like, I got married. Like, what do you mean? Like, she's like, well, I want to be a wife. And I was like, okay, well, that's great. I was like, well, you don't have like anybody to talk to. And so this is the girl that didn't have any kids, right? And so she says, well, my grandparents were, married. But I said, do you know anybody else married? She said, no. And then the other one who doesn't, she doesn't have like a relationship or anything currently. She just has two kids. And she says, oh, you're a wife. And like hugs me. And I'm like, okay. This all in the same day. So it really just had me just really floored. And so she's like, so how did you do that? And I'm like, I got married. I don't know. Like, you go down to City Hall and like you apply for like a marriage license. Like, what do you mean? Like, and so she's like, I mean, I don't know any married people. And I was like, what do you mean?
Mm.
Like you don't know anybody like in your life that's married, like a neighbor, a cousin, a aunt, somebody, church family, somebody, anybody that's married? She says, no. I said, well, have you seen like any married couples like interact? Like, oh yeah. Tom, Ghost and Tasha from the
See,
show Power.
see,
And
you know what
I
I'm
was
saying? That's
like,
golly.
Wow.
oh my God. Like, this is the only reference that you have for marriage is some characters from a TV show. And then I've seen the show, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a good example. He cheating on her, she cheating on
Yo,
him.
it's
He done
toxic.
told his son to go pill on it, all kind.
It's
I'm
all
like,
toxic. Yeah.
the whole thing is toxic. And so this is your example of married life.
Wow.
Is the wife wants to sing, but she cleaning her husband's money because the husband is a dope boy. He trying to get out of the streets so he can go legit. He gets a side chick. She cheating with the driver. Like,
Crazy.
and then I'm looking back and comparing our generation, and we had like, like I said, I'm blessed to have a man as strong as my dad, right? So being able to see a married couple just function and do things just without cameras around, and that's just life, right? But I also had like my mom's parents, they were married to my grandmother died, like, and my mom's brothers and sister and my dad's siblings, like they've been married 40 some years. My mom's sister been married 51 years. Like, so I have it all around me in community and everything else. Like, that was the norm. So when you see these kids now, it's like, what else do you think they're going to be? Like, you're basically out here imitating womanhood. You're imitating manhood of what you think it is because you've never really seen the real thing. That's why you have women that have issues with the word submission and everything else. Because if all you're seeing is a bad example and it's not the real thing, you're going to think that it's a bad thing. But if you grew up seeing the strong man taking care and providing that family and having that discipline, you have a respect for it because you've seen it work. And yeah, like when I saw that, I was just like, this is so sad. Like, these kids, they're really just being led astray or just not being led at all. And so they're just figuring out things to their own devices pretty much at this point.
Yeah, it's not a lot of people that believe in marriage now. I realize that now because it's just not a lot of people that realize, believe in marriage. And then the ones that do, they think that's, is okay what the man doing. And my niece told me, what she tell me last week? And she's a beautiful, I always tell my niece, y'all beautiful. Like, you can get someone, don't have to treat you this way and treat you that way. She said, Auntie, that's not the thing today. It's about getting that money.
It's about this money.
I
Good.
said, wow.
Into the bag.
I was like, yes, it's about getting this money.
Mm-mm.
Some of the things that she told me, I was like, that's not really doing out here. She's like, yeah. Oh no.
They have
no.
they have this thing now where we was talking about. I was having this conversation with my mom last night, real talk, about the incentives that women can get now having children out of wedlock and benefits that will perpetuate providing that you don't get married. As soon as you get married, all those benefits from the government just stops. Period. That's how important it is to get a man out of your house. Even the government sees this. I want to read this real quick. JB's the Gent. Thanks for watching the show, bro. Just like the game, when you tell a child something in the front of a classroom and it ends up totally different in the back, this is what happened to lessons through the generations. Absolutely agree.
That's right.
Absolutely agree. And I think that now it's time to get everybody that's in the back of the class towards the front. We can have this intimate top. I think the intimacy is missing too like
Mhm.
those one-on-one talks. You know what I'm saying? Like Barry, you experienced with your dad and your mom and the lady that you was a sponge with, or you know what I'm saying? Like Sean, even the way you were raised, like you had your parents, you was there, you was able to talk and have that intimate time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I was able to do the same thing with my mom when I wanted to talk, whatever. We just talk one on one. I'll be sitting on the floor and she'll be at the computer or something playing the game or something. Solitaire was her thing, and then I would ask her a question, and then she'll just kick it with me. So it's like, because that is that time, like you said, that intimate time, that right there is so important. Um, and we definitely need to reintroduce that that ideology of intimacy without it being connected to romance.
Mhm.
Everything is romanticized, and everything that we do has to be for the sake of something in a romantic way, when all it is just living life. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And a lot of times, it's with the newbies, as I call them. they come out the gate thinking they know everything, because
Mhm.
that's why that phone is important, because it gives them all the knowledge that they want. They can do whatever they want with these phones. These phones have unlimited resources.
Oh yeah.
You got dark web, you got private windows, you got links, you got all kind of stuff, you got encrypted links, you got everything. It's so much stuff with the technology alone that
Mhm.
it causes people to feel an entitlement. You know what I'm saying? With just having all this knowledge at your fingertips. So I totally agree with the bridging of the gap. You want to say something, B?
It's funny that you say how the kids are so smart now because of the technology and phones and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like they're really more stupid than they've ever been, truthfully. And it's no shade, like for real. Like, it is no shade to young people, anything like that. I love my kids,
Ah.
and I just had another great nephew. Like, so don't get it twisted. Like, it ain't no shade, but this is just true tea.
Mhm.
When we were growing up, y'all remember the people who used to come down the street with the encyclopedias? They
Yes.
used to
Yes.
walk door to door with the encyclopedia, so you had to
Yeah.
go buy the encyclopedia. Okay, we didn't have the internet,
Hmm.
so you had to know how to spell.
Yeah.
If you
Mhm.
didn't know how to spell,
Hmm.
you couldn't research anything because there was no Alexa app to come
Hmm.
talk it out and tell it to you. You had
Right.
to know how to go to where to go find it.
Hmm.
So we were required to do a lot more with with a lot less than
Hmm.
what these kids do nowadays. And so that's why I think it's a communication gap that needs to be understood there as to why we didn't have certain things.
Right.
Like when I hear these kids saying, "Oh, we're not our ancestors," this and that, and it's like, if you knew what your ancestors went through, you really disrespected them. I am my ancestors.
Hmm.
I named my business, my nonprofit business, after my great grandmother and my great great grandmother, because it's on their shoulders that I stand. Those
Hmm.
women were powerful women. My great grandmother won 2 cases with the Supreme Court, 2 in her lifetime, one as a child and another one as an adult. Those women they were doing things now that haven't been done again, right?
Hmm.
These women were champions, and they did a whole lot with the little that they
Yep.
had,
Hmm.
right? So I'm never going to disrespect their legacy and be, oh, we're not our ancestors. No, I am my ancestors,
Hmm.
because that they helped to shape me to be the woman that I am.
Hmm.
So I look at my great grandmothers and them fighting for civil rights. They were risking their lives.
Hmm.
So it's just blatant disrespect, but that communication needs to be there. These
Hmm.
kids now, you don't have an excuse to be dumb, but a whole lot of them are. Look
Hmm.
at them construct a sentence. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
construct. Where is the leaking bird?
Yeah.
So many times you see somebody, oh, hi, what's your name? My name, Dijaquante. What happened to is? You can't even formulate a sentence. These kids are talking in text. I see it where
Ooh.
I had a situation with a patient's boyfriend. So I'm asking him something, and he goes, "Shmur." I said, "What? Shmur? What is that?" She's, "Girl, he's saying SMH," shaking my head. What? So he was talking in text, and then he kept doing it because
Oh
I
my.
was like, "What is it? What is he saying?" And he thought it was like the coolest thing. thing. And then when I saw other kids doing it, where they're
This is insane.
in acronym talking in text, and it is literally fake the literature. I've never seen so many news articles with so many typos. Back in the day, like, you had to go to school for this. Like, you had to know how to construct a sentence, and the bare minimum, know how to click the button proofread. But you have so many kids out now who don't have common sense. Like, you book smart, but you people stupid.
I don't know if they
See,
book.
because we gonna talk about this on the Her Village Awaits podcast
Oh yeah.
about this flued out culture, because it's a whole line of young women,
Without culture.
18, 19, some of them in their early 20s. Oh, I'm trying to be a city girl. I'm trying to be a city girl. It's a hot girl summer. I'm trying to get flued out. And they getting flew straight to the grave.
Yep.
Straight to the grave. You meeting with somebody you don't know. Getting in a car with somebody you don't know. You don't even tell your people where you going. And then there's a search party trying to go find you.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the part that people don't want to talk about. I do a lot of community activism and volunteering down here. And one of the things that I volunteer for is to help find missing girls, in particular missing Black girls. Because the police, they not looking. The media's not talking about it. We're out here grassroots and doing it ourselves. So it's imperative that these girls get a clue. Stop thinking you know everything and you better than everybody else. Oh, y'all. Oh, no, baby, I'm alive. That's what that is. Because I got friends that I grew up with that was doing this same talk and this same walk 20 years ago. They not here anymore. They're not here anymore. I can go down the list of people in my phone that's dead. Oh, this is somebody I used to talk to all the time. They ain't here. You know what I mean? And so it's a conversation that needs to be had. A close friend of mine absolutely adored this girl. I was a few years older than her when we met, and we was cool. And, you know, she would let guys and different things just get into her head. Oh, why you listening to them? They hating on you. Oh, your family hating on you. You know, they just wish they looked like you. You should listen to me. People will tell you anything so they can use you. They not paying compliments because that's how they really feel. And it's not saying that, oh, you're not a talented person or you're not attractive, but you have to have discernment. And with discernment, that comes from God and that comes from age. If you listening, where you're able to obtain that wisdom to know how to decipher on some things and learn how to keep yourself alive. You know, the same girl that I was telling her, you got to watch out for these people. Oh, why you acting like you my mama? Why you telling me what to do, this and that? I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just saying it's a safer way to do it. I'm not judging you on how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a heaven to put nobody in or hell to put them out of. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own path that we have to work towards. But there's a safer way to do things. Because she just give up and go with somebody she didn't know. Or, oh, I talked to him on Facebook for a day or two. Oh, I know him. No, you really don't know him. You don't know what this person is up to.
Absolutely.
And even like, you know, I don't smoke weed, but I don't knock people who do. That's what you do. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But like, she liked to smoke. And I would tell her, go get your own. Go get your own. Stop hitting blunts after people that you don't know. You don't know if they lacing it. You don't know what type of time they on. Everybody is not like you, and you can't run with the assumption that everybody means well for you. Some people just don't. Some people are agents of chaos, and they exude that. So you have to learn how to protect yourself first. So it ended up being a situation, and that year in the spring, she's smoking weed with people she didn't know. And I'm like, you gotta be careful doing it. You don't know what they on. They ended up having the weed laced. Wow. And a police officer that I'm close to in the city hit me up and was like, hey, your homegirl, don't she got a tattoo with her name like on her shoulder? I'm like, yeah. Why you asking me? Oh, we got her down here at the hospital. She done tripped out. Somebody done put PCP in the weed. So we found her in the middle of the street naked, tripping. Like, yeah, like this is what's happening to people. And then 6 months after that, she ended up getting killed. And I had been telling her brother had been telling her, other friends were telling her, like, hey, if you going somewhere and you meeting with somebody, give me the phone. What's that person's phone number? What's that person's name? Do you have a license plate for this person?
All right.
So that if I don't hear from you, I know where to go look. Or if you're going somewhere, tell us, hey, I'm talking about such and such or whatever. Even like you have so many girls now, I've seen them post online like they want to go on a date. They want to get flued out. It's a they go on a date in their city. Oh, I want the guy to come pick me up. You want a random to come to your house, come pick you up. And you a woman living alone.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even thinking because you so hung on this fairy tale of I want to be romanced.
Mm-hmm.
You put life in danger. No, tell him to come meet you somewhere.
Right.
And meet somewhere in public. There's things that you can do to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my friend who ended up getting murdered, you know, and rest in peace to her. I mean, because she was a beautiful person. She didn't deserve that. But she went to meet with a guy she didn't even know, didn't tell anybody where she was going. And by the time we found out she was dead, she had been dead 4 days.
Wow.
It didn't even have to be like that. She made it to 25. To 25.
See, and this is the thing, like when you have a conversation with somebody with a Gen Z or the young people like 21, 22 years old, you have a conversation like this, they think they're invincible. They think it won't happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, this can happen to you too. You got to be
Anybody.
You got to be smart. You know what I'm saying? You got to be smart. Yo, this was a great dialogue, man. You can step it up for everybody. Sean, I appreciate you coming on the show and just, peeking in and talking to us for a brief second. I appreciate that. All right. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thank you. Thank you again. For sure. Yeah. So definitely, man, big ups to you, B. I appreciate you coming on the show today. I mean, you was talking real talk, real good. Um, definitely, we have to be sure that we are always, pouring into people, pouring into our young people, making sure that they straighten up, fly right, and do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely want to try to bridge this generational gap. We definitely want to try to, make an impact on our young people. Um, you know, just the way the old generation took care of us and make sure that we were okay. It's time for us to make sure that the next generation flourishes and become better. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to thank you all for watching the show. I thank you all for dialoguing and coming on the panel and doing all the kind of good stuff. Any last words, B, before we go?
Yes, thank you for having me. Yes, Kelly and I will be back on for the Her Village Awaits podcast, and we'll be talking about such topics. So I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate your support. This was definitely a good, healthy discussion in a relative. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. I thank you for being on the show, and we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I really, hey, I'm telling you, the Mailroom Network is y'all big brother. So hey, whatever y'all need, you let us know, man. Hey, we got you. We're gonna support you. We got you. We already following you on YouTube. We're already following you on Instagram. Hey, UK all day, right?
Yep, you know what it is.
For sure. All right, well, send Kelly our love as well. Thank you so much for being on the show. And until next time, everybody, hey, thank you for coming on Coffee and Conversation with your boy Tay Biz. Next time, we're going to have another nice little topic next week, too. So you be in attendance, all right? Until then, keep your conversation and your coffee growing. We'll holler at you.